Saadat, how's Enlit been for you?
Kevin, it has been great. I feel like we are in the next phase of digitalization with the energy industry. Things are moving very fast. AI is coming in hard and fast, and our customers are so excited to take advantage of all these things that are happening in the AI segment. So very exciting, very good to see all this excitement in this area.
Now, in the world I live in,
Yeah.
I'm well aware of what VMware by Broadcom does.
Yeah.
Some folks here in this industry may not. So why is VMware here?
Yeah. So let me tell you a little bit about VMware and why VMware is here. So VMware has been the player in the data center space that has enabled our customers for many, many years to run their applications in an effective manner, right? So VMware provides the virtualization and also the lifecycle management of the applications that run on top of the infrastructure to deliver the outcomes our customers are looking for.
Yeah.
So that has been the claim to fame for VMware. VMware has like 97% of the market share for server virtualization in the data center space. So now our customers are coming to us, the energy customers, the manufacturing customers, and they're saying, hey, you guys have done such a great job helping us run our applications in the data center. We would now like to run these applications at the edge. We would like to run these in the substations. We would like to run these on the plant floors. We would like to run these in the retail stores. Help us do that in an effective manner. Help us deploy these applications. Help us lifecycle manage them in a way that you have helped us do in the data center. So they're all coming to us and they're asking us these questions. With the advent of AI, now they're asking us, how do we make AI a reality in our environment? So that's why we are here, and we are helping our energy customers take the next step from talk to walk.
And a key part of that is about, if you like, virtualizing the electric substation.
Yes. Yes. So this is the next step, right? That I'm talking about when I say that I'm excited about the next phase of digitalization. I've been in this space, in the utility space, for over 20 years now. I was there when we were initially starting to connect some of the substations, putting some routers, switches in there so that we could get in the substation without actually having to go in there physically, right? So things have come a long way since then, right? We came from just connecting, just digitalizing the substations, all the way now where we are saying, hey, let's put some artificial intelligence inside the substation so you can actually figure out when the faults are going to happen, when the equipment is going to fail, when things are going to go bad before they go bad. So in order to make that happen, right, what we have realized is that you cannot just rely on AI, artificial intelligence, running in the cloud. That's where artificial intelligence got its roots, right? That's where it became the big thing in the last 5 or 7 years, right? But now what we are realizing is that in order for AI to become real for these utilities, for this energy sector, you cannot just be running it in the cloud. It's too far. The latency, the ability to make things happen in a fast way is just not there. So you have to bring it inside the environment, into the edge. So you have to bring it inside the substations. So that's where VMware comes into the picture. We are deploying the compute now inside the substations, which actually runs the artificial intelligence. So whether it's SLMs, whether it's other types of artificial intelligence, to figure out what needs to happen in the substation, predicting what will happen, and then helping our customers achieve the business outcome that they want to achieve in these environments.
And I think the key point you mentioned there is about the SLM, the small language model.
Yes.
It's local data. It's data that's there, actionable. The AI is local, as opposed to often the large language model in the public cloud somewhere, right? It's a different business model.
Absolutely, absolutely. There is a challenge, right, that we see in terms of very dynamic environments that our customers are seeing in the distribution electric grid, right? So there used to be a time when these environments were very, very stable. There wasn't much to it, right? You did not see a lot of change in the distribution network for years.
Agreed.
Now what's happening is that with all the flexibility assets that are coming into play, all the solar, all the cars, electric vehicles, if there's an event at a local sports arena, you might get a ton of electric vehicles coming in, charging, as well as providing the capacity to offload. It is remarkable how things have changed over the years in this area. And now in order for us to be effective in this area, not just in terms of faults and protecting the environment, but also making sure that you're able to take advantage of all these assets, you have to put more technology inside these substations. You have to be more relevant from a technology perspective, and that's what we are enabling for our customers.
Now, you were on a panel here on the Inspire stage yesterday around AI.
Yes.
Any key takeaway from that from yourself?
Yeah, I think so. I was lucky to be on the panel with some very distinguished speakers who have been in the industry a very long time. We have worked together for many years now. And I think the key that everybody is realizing is that the electric grid, as one of my co-panelists said, it is the largest man-made thing out there. It's not the pyramids. It is the electric grid. That's the largest man-made thing that's out there.
And one of the most complex systems, real-time complex systems on the planet.
It is. It is remarkable, right? It has done so well for humanity. It has brought humanity to where it is today. So now the question is, right, that in the coming years, as it becomes more overburdened, as we put more stuff on it, just think about AI itself, right? AI, the amount of energy that it takes to run AI is remarkable. It is training our systems to the point of breaking. So the question becomes, how can we take advantage of some of the same technology, AI, to enable the systems so that it can enable AI? So it's a virtuous loop, right? So you take advantage of technology to enable your physical infrastructure.
Yep.
The physical infrastructure enables your technology, and then you go on and on.
Being here for the last couple of days at Enlit, how have your partners and customers, how are they responding to your grid edge story?
Yeah, so let me share with you. I've been in this space for a long time. I've worked with a lot of customers in various stages of evolution. So one thing that I can tell you, right, Kevin, is that our customers in this area, electric utilities, they are very, very careful with how they change things.
Correct.
They want to be very conservative. Their job one is to keep lights on, right? It is not job two, it's not job three. The modernization, all those things come later. The key is they need to keep the lights on. So they're very conservative in that. They want to work with people who really understand their business and are willing to stand behind that business. So when I work with my partners, right, they really like the fact that we have Broadcom, which is one of the largest companies in the world today, a behemoth, with VMware, which is the largest provider of the infrastructure software for these companies, both joining hands and coming to help these customers become successful. While they like the idea of innovation and smaller players coming in, they would like to have the steady hand of somebody who has the wherewithal to be able to sustain changes, all sorts of commotion, and still be able to help them do their job one, which is to keep the lights on.
Because looking at your heritage, a lot of people here in this industry will be like, well, what do you mean by virtualization at the substation? It's new to them, right? So it must be a startup. And as you say, well, it might be great technology, but I don't want to, too early. You've got decades of experience and technology. You're just bringing it to the edge.
Absolutely. So we have done this. We have done this in the most critical of environments across the globe, in the most strenuous circumstances. We have made this happen. So we know how to do it, right? So now the question is, how do we implement that in these environments which are not easy to implement? So it's about being able to talk the same language. So you have to be able to talk the same language that our utility customers talk. You have to be able to understand what their care-abouts are. And then you have to be able to give them technology that is not something that is still being tested, that is still in the works. It has to be proven, stable, and something that has the full force of our company behind it. So that's what we bring to the table. And I think our customers are very excited about it. They, like you said, it is a big change. I've seen this coming for the past 20 years. It was coming, but was never there. Now, with the advent of AI, with the productivity gains that our customers are starting to see with that, this is going to happen. They will need to put compute in these environments, at the edge, in the substations, whether it's on transmission, whether it's distribution, wherever the case might be along the supply chain, right? You will have to put compute in there so you can run artificial intelligence in an effective manner. And in order to do that, you will need somebody who can provide that with the credibility and the stability that comes with years of experience. That's what we bring to the table.
And from my days in Intel, we were looking at the virtualization of the substations out of the edge for many years. And if I may, it's coming to the utility industry now, but it's been like in the telco industry for
Right.
for decades. So again, it might be new here, but it's proven technology and expertise. Now, to drive some of the transformation that we're looking for, I think the thing in the last couple of years is that this has to be a team sport. No one company, no one utility can do it alone. How is the ecosystem developing for some of the stuff you're up to?
Yeah, Kevin. So here is the thing, right? One of the most beautiful things about software is that it gives you the flexibility, right? So you're not bound to just one software or one vendor anymore. You can have more than one vendor, you can have more than one software, and you can change things over time as well. That's the flexibility that we bring to the table for our customers here in the utility space. Now, the challenge with that is, right, that you can have that flexibility, but if all those components do not work together, that's a disaster in the making, right? So we realize that our customers are very conservative. They want to keep the lights on. That's job one. So in order for us to provide that level of stability to them, what we have done is that we're working with alliances, right? We're bringing in all the partners. These are partners who have been in this space for many, many, many years. They are the incumbents. They have been providing hardware as well as software. And then there are the software providers, the ISVs that are coming in. And there are companies like ours, right, that are bringing everybody together on one platform and delivering this to the customer. So in these alliances, right, we are basically figuring things out. We are looking at the end goal. What does our customer want? And how do they want to achieve it? And then we're building the stacks underneath that to make that happen in a way which is tried, tested, and true. So at the end of the day, right, these customers are able to achieve their outcomes without running into some of the issues, some of the growing pains that you often have to go through when you're putting all these things together. So that's our goal, that's our objective, and we have been doing VPAC Alliance on that. The E4S Alliance is another one that we've been working on, and we are very happy with the collaboration that we are seeing in these organizations.
And if I may, if you look back 10 years ago when people deployed new applications in the substations, you got a box.
Yes.
You had to put in the box.
Yes.
The box ran that app. It was from that vendor. You had another box maybe from another vendor beside.
Right.
Now we're looking at, you have one standard piece of hardware, virtualized, drop whatever app you want.
It is a changing world, right? So we are, what the term that we use for this is disaggregation. So we are disaggregating the hardware from the software. So we're taking these environments that historically have been very hardware centric.
Yep.
So the hardware is still going to be there, right? But the environments are now going to become software centric. So they are going to become more focused on how the software operates, how that software delivers the goods. The hardware will be there, it will do its job, but it's not the focus of these environments anymore. And the software, we're going to make sure that that software is able to deliver the outcomes that these customers are looking for. That is what we call the software-defined edge, or in the case of utilities, the software-defined substation or the software-defined transmission line, whatever you may call it. Everything is moving to software, and software is eating the world, including the utilities.
Last question. Any personal takeaway for yourself from the 2 days here so far? Anything that surprised you?
Yeah, I'll share with you something that occurred to me yesterday when I was doing the panel here. So a lot of the folks here, right, that are attending this conference, they're all very excited about digitalization, how software will help them change their lives, and how digitalization will drive the next era of innovation in this space. But I think what they probably don't realize is that the biggest change that they're making is not for themselves. It's for their kids.
That's true.
It is for the generation that is coming after us, right? The kids who want to work in renewables, who want to do something in terms of preservation of energy, want to improve the physical world in some way. These kids, today, they have to choose between careers in high tech or in these energy areas. Tomorrow, with this digitalization,
It'll be the same thing.
It's going to be all the same. So they don't have to make a choice. If you want to work in renewables and you want to do cutting edge technology work, it's in the same place. You can do it all at once. So that's what excites me, right? So what excites me is that all these people here, they are happily doing something, not just for themselves, but for the coming generations.
Well, it is a fascinating time in the energy industry with, as you say, digitalization's never a done thing. It's the next wave. We have Gen AI, virtualization, software-defined grids, software-defined everything.
Yes.
Hey, interesting times ahead. Thanks very much.
It is. Thank you very much, Kevin, for having me.